This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. If you click on the link in the description below, it'll take you to their store and they'll know I sent you there. Alright, before we jump into another Kaldheim draft, I want to remind everyone that my content is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by clicking on the link in the description below on YouTube or the logo below on Twitch. You can buy Kaldheim, so check them out. Okay, so Furia and most of the other legendary signpost uncommons are like super good, and most of them are worth first picking, even though they're two colors. There are, of course, some things you would take over it, but I don't think any of them are in this pack. Arnie's good, but he's mostly just like an aggressive creature, which is a nice thing to have, but it's not amazing. Provoke the Trolls is a medium removal spell at best. Yeah, and Carter's Vicious Return has been a big disappointment. So I think Furia is what we want. Her ability to just, draw you extra cards, in addition to actually having pretty reasonable stats, is pretty great. Yeah. Let's go ahead and take Furia here. There's a chance we can't play her, of course. But the risk is worth it. And that's true, I'd say, of Furia, Svella, Narfi. I'm trying to think of the other signposts. It's true of almost all of them. There's some exceptions, of course, but most of them are first pickable over most stuff in the set. So Black-White is about double spelling, as Furia shows us, and Infernal Pet is another double spell payoff, so that matters. This is another really underwhelming. Well, our first pack actually wasn't underwhelming, but this one definitely is. Like, Trickster God's Heist is mostly disappointing. It's hard to make it work. We either take Way Down or Infernal Pet, I think. The Selesnya one's definitely first pickable too. Yeah, Maya's really good. So is the red-blue one, Agar. There's one or two that aren't, but they're not coming to me. Maybe we'll see them in this draft. So Infernal Pet's also a double spell payoff. Not as potent as Furia, but I kind of think that's where we're going to go here. Maybe we should take the Way Down too. It helps set up double spells, and it is a removal spell. I guess I'll take it over the Pet. The Pet is fine, but, Okay. So, I don't like Trickster God's Heist. It's too situational. You end up seeing your opponent cast it and it devastates you, but what you don't see is how often your opponents have it stuck in their hand and they lose the game, which is definitely something that happens. But yeah, I think we take Vengeful Reaper here. Helps set up double spells. It's just a really efficient creature. Fearless Liberator is quite good. Doomscar Titan. Oh yeah, the red-white one, you're right, is not that first pickable. I'm with you there. Yeah, so I'll take Vengeful Reaper. Same with Herald, also not first pickable. That's the black-green one. But yeah, we'll take the Reaper here. Foretell goes hand in hand with Furia's ability. Okay, so white doesn't care about double spelling at all. Keep that in mind. About snow at all. Black does. So we have Snowfield Sinkhole here. But yeah, how have you not been impressed with Furia, Shade John? What format have you been playing? Yeah, so we either want... There's a lot of good options here, whether we want the Sinkhole. I mean, there's a chance we're not really a black-white deck, and Lit-Diara Glade Warden is probably the best card in this pack. I'm playing Best of One too, Shade John. So I'm kind of leaning towards a Snowland here, but maybe I should just take Infernal Pet and stick to our theme. But if we end up splashing Furia in some sort of like black-blue snow deck, Sinkhole's going to be pretty good. I think we take the Snowland here in the end. Okay, so that's a pretty late squash. But there's also an Infernal Pet. Those might all wheel, but Code Spell Cleric's also pretty good in this deck if you can make it get going. All you have to do with Furia for her to be good is draw one card off of it. One. Like, more than that makes her insane, so it's not that hard to set her up. But yeah, Code Spell Cleric, Infernal Pet. I did not qualify for day 2, Shade John. I did not. Squash is probably the best card in this pack. We could consider it, but yeah. Yeah, I don't quite think she's a bomb either, but she's definitely first pickable. So let's go with the Pet here. we're going to see lots of pets, I think, which may bode well for us. Yeah, I did 1 and went 4-3, Shay John. So, this is an interesting one just because it pairs well with double spelling, but it particularly looks at Foretell, and that's kind of persnickety. I think we just grab another Infernal Pet here, and we start, now we have 3 double spell payoffs. We still really want there's the uncommon one that we really want, but yeah. Okay, well then there's this pack, which worries me a little. We could just take the Wither Crown, but Frostbite is definitely the best card here. And there's every chance that we end up maybe splashing Furia and end up being a completely different deck. And Frostbite is good enough that I think I want to take it over Wither Crown. Yeah. I mean, cutting black, there's something to be said, but Wither Crown's so weak that nobody's going to see it as a big signal of anything, so... Okay, so there's another Cold Spell Cleric. Elderfang Disciple's not bad. And then there's also a Dwarven Reinforcements. Well, with the number of double spell payoffs we currently have, I think we go ahead and grab the Cleric here. Yeah. Okay, so probably grab God's Hall Guardian here. It's not bad when you foretell it. Scorn Effigy, if we end up with enough double spell stuff, maybe we should just take Scorn Effigy. It is, basically here for this deck. So maybe we go with it. I mean, God's Hall Guardian's not great. It's not bad either, but it does lock down the ground a lot more effectively than a Scorn Effigy. I can probably get more of either of these if I want them, is the other thing. So, yeah. I think we'll grab the Effigy here. Okay, so now I'll grab a Dwarven Reinforcements. So, are we turning into a black-red deck, which is not a great place to be, but it's not the worst either. Because I think I'd rather have Breakneck Berserker than Wings of the Cosmos. Yeah, I mean, I guess Wings fits better if we end up in this deck, but it's starting to look like we might not. Okay, we do get a God's Hall Guardian like I thought we might. Don't hate the Braggart either, even though it's not great at double spelling or anything, but your whole deck doesn't have to be... your deck does not have to be entirely double spelling. We could also end up being a red-white aggro deck now, given how the end of that pack went, so who knows? Who knows where we're going? Okay, so Egon is, pretty good. But not insane or anything. So the best card in this pack is probably Basalt Ravager. Its ability to kill things when it comes down is quite good. But then you have, Valkyrie's Sword and Egon and Augury Raven. All pretty good things, but... But yeah, I'm sort of leaning towards the Ravager. I mean, it's tempting to try really hard to set up the black-white deck just because it's so much fun when it works. And yeah, that has me sort of wanting to lead towards Egon, especially because we do have 2 red cards, but they're not crazy good. And yeah, Egon will help us double spell and stuff in the late game, but I think I am going to take Egon. It seems like the more fun pick anyway. But, yeah. Okay, so has Bound in Gold been better than Feed the Serpent overall? I don't think so. I mean, Bound in Gold is splashable, and that's nice. I think we'd rather have Feed the Serpent here. Yeah. Okay. Another Braggart. This would be pretty sweet if we could find a way to fit it into our deck and, add some giants. Yeah, so I guess we're on another Braggart here. I mean, I don't hate Skull Raid or Coma's Faithful. Well, the worst case scenario you get out of Egon is a 3-mana 6/6 that keeps your opponent from attacking for a turn. And yeah, it probably is the raid. But there's a whole lot of other options there with Egon, and that's pretty nice. So, ooh, here we go. All right. So this is maybe the best of these. He's certainly fragile, but once he gets going, he's insane. And that gives us another double spell payoff, which I think nudges me hard enough into the double spell deck now that I'm really going to go all out on trying to make it work. Yeah. So I think we take Usher of the Fallen here. It's a great 1-drop in any deck, but in our deck we can double spell and get extra value out of it, so we definitely want it. I wouldn't mind, you know, Best Cure Shieldmate either, but... Okay, so Village Rites is kind of interesting in this deck. I mean, I don't love it. I don't ever really love this card, but it is cheap. It draws us cards. That's kind of nice. But I think maybe grabbing a Recruiter here works. I mean, having one of these is usually nice because it can grind out stuff late. The Braggart's nice too, but I think we'll grab the Recruiter here. Okay, so we're not really going to be a Master Scald deck. I think we probably just grab a Snowland here. We're not going to be a deck super interested in snow, but right now we're not interested at all, I don't think. But we could easily pick up something that does care about snow. Okay, so Spectral Steel's a nice little aura in like a more aggressive deck with lots of 1-drops, and I guess that's where we're headed. 1-drops and 2-drops. I'd probably take it over the Champion. I do like the Champion. Yeah, but I think we'll take Spectral Steel there. All right, here we grab a Code Spell Cleric. So the other side of Egon also only casts 1 black mana. So maybe this is a deck where we actually play Duskwielder. It does cost 1 after all. I wouldn't mind picking up some of the Hawk, you know, the 1 mana 1/2. That's where, like, turn 1 Hawk, turn 2 Spectral Steel can be pretty nasty. Revitalize does draw, but I don't think we're so desperate we want it in this deck. Be sweet to pick up like 1 more Infernal Pet and 1 more Bloodsky Berserker. You know what we don't have that we could also really use is the common Foretell life gain guy. That would be nice. Okay. I think we probably go with Crippling Fear. It's pretty great in this format most of the time. It can be awkward, but it has a really high ceiling, and I think that makes it worth taking here over like Jarl of the Forsaken or a Gold Vein pick, which the pick's not bad in a deck like this. Again, we have lots of cheap creatures. We can put it on, and the extra mana can help us double spell, but I think we want Crippling Fear here either way. So, yeah, that's what we're going to take. We're also not like a heavy tribal deck, so, yeah. That's maybe good news for us. Okay. So once you get past 1 way down, they don't feel so good. And this has been not very good, to say the least. I mean, maybe we want another way down. We have lots of cheap creatures. Do we have enough to run 2 way downs? That's probably where we go. We could take the Veil, but we have no reason to care about snow, and it's okay fixing, but it's not incredible. But maybe we do just take it. It is fixing. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm a little skeptical about a second way down. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take the Veil. Ooh, there's another Bloodsky Berserker and a Battlefield Raptor, unfortunately. And we would like it because it's, like, better than, like, Duskwielder at setting up double spelling. But we're going to take the Bloodsky Berserker here. And now we're going to take a whole bunch of cheap stuff. You know, like this Story Seeker. So we're basically an aggro deck in the end. Like a black-white aggro deck with double spell theme, and we're probably gonna have to trim the top of our curve to get there. But I think we're probably there on being able to construct such a deck. Okay, so here's another Infernal Pet. There's also Great Hall of Starnheim, though. Man, this is hard. So the Pet and the Courser are both fine, but neither of them are great. I think we have to take the Hall. If we were really desperate to get our double spell stuff going, we might have gone a different route, but we're not that desperate. All right, I think we'll take another Spectral Steel pretty happily. Okay. So, is this deck more interested in a Code Spell Cleric than it is in a Gold Maw Champion? I don't know. I think we could use a Gold Maw Champion. They're pretty good at helping you punch through for the last few damage. I think having one is better over our third Code Spell. Yeah. Yeah, I could live with that. So I think we take Death Knell Berserker. We have the various ways of pumping it, so I think it's a little better than the Disciple for us. Yeah, we'll grab this Jarl. Yeah, so we're going to have to lower our curve a bit. I mean, it's already really low, but there's some things that just won't make the cut in this deck the way it's turned out. Yeah. So here we will take another way down, I suppose. Yeah, I'm sure we're not playing the Guardian. We may not even play Braggarts. Probably not the Recruiter either. We got an Infernal Pet anyway, so it works for me. Here's one reason to have Snowman, huh? Probably doesn't make the cut for us. Okay, so yeah, we probably don't play the Guardian. You know, even though it has Foretell, its Foretell cost isn't so cheap that I'm like, yeah, I'm going to double spell with that easily. Not so much. A lot of these things that look expensive aren't, but that's not really true. I think we probably cut both Braggarts and the Recruiter. So we have 3 Snowlands. It's probably not really worth it to play our Grim Draugr. I mean, it's not great anyway, but it's also not that cheap. So, yeah, I think we probably cut it. Yeah, Wings may not make the cut here. Yeah, so most of the 4s we have left all have Foretell. Well, 3 of them do. 2 don't. So, yeah, we can maybe go down to 16 in the end. But I don't really think there's anything else up here I'm really interested in cutting. So I think I'm actually going down here for at least one of the cards. No, we want Crippling Fear. It's too much. It has too much of a major impact on the game. Yeah, maybe we should have taken a Village Rites. I mean, this is the deck where it can work. I was a little skeptical, but yeah, it might have worked out for us. Yeah, I mean, I think we probably lose the Wings, and then maybe we can cut a land because again, like these are the only things that cost more than 4 in the deck. These 3 cards. I think we want both Spectral Steels. When you have a bunch of 1-drops, they're pretty good. Now, do I wish I'd picked up a Raptor to put them on? Yes, but, you know. Oh, we probably lose the Valor. Yeah, I mean, Spectral Steel is just basically the same thing, but way better, so, you know. Yeah. Okay, so, I think maybe we want to run 17, but maybe not. We're interested enough in double spelling that missing out on a spell could be bad. Yeah, we probably cut something, probably a Swamp. Yeah. That means we can put one thing back in. Yeah, we probably will cut the Snow Swamp because there's a little bit of a downside associated with that White God. We probably leave in the Sinkhole and the Veil, though, because of the fixing. But yeah, we probably cut the regular old snow-covered swamp and put in a regular old swamp and cut that one. But yeah. So, what do I want to put back in? Well, I think I'm leaning towards one of these 1-drops. Probably Valor of the Worthy. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. So with a hand like this, I think we can actually stand back and Crippling Fear them, but we'll see what happens. You know, this hand is not what our deck normally wants to be doing, I can tell you that much. But it might be what we do here. This deck's not supposed to be a control deck, but kind of feels like that's what we're going to do here. So I could play the Berserker here, and when I play Furia, name Berserker. Or not Furia, but Crippling Fear. They're not super ultra likely to play their own Berserkers, so I think I'm going to do it. I could also name Human. I think there's enough ways to keep our creature around here that I do it. You're a warrior, but yeah. We'll play the Berserker here. Maybe it eats a Demon Bolt or whatever, but that's okay, I think. So our opponent... What is our opponent doing? That's the question. Do we want to just play our Goldmaw Champion here too? Or do we slap Spectral Steel on the Berserker and hope we don't get 2 for 1? The problem with just chilling is that if our opponent continues to play around everything, they're going to be in better position than we are before long. But it might still be worth doing. The champion's a dwarf, unfortunately, so naming Human won't save it. Yeah, for now we are going to chill. We're going to go that route. So they're a 5-color deck. Safe to say. See, yeah, this plan isn't working out so well. Crap. Now it's really not working out so well. They played a Changeling. See, this is where things go wrong when you try to get kind of cute with Crippling Fear and stuff. But we can double spell now, and I think it's probably just what we do. And Crippling Fear might be a plan B late. Yeah, so we go Story Seeker, Spectral Steel on Bloodsky Berserker, and attack. And now our Berserker can get out of range, so, as can Furia. So, we still have a pretty useful Crippling Fear. We do kind of want this to go away before it becomes a 4/4, but... Well, you're an elf, so... Interesting. I kind of think I Crippling Fear here. I may as well attack with my Story Seeker first. I don't really want to attack with the Berserker first because I could kill it in combat. But if I can attack with Story Seeker and get them to block with Gladewalker and then wipe their board, that would feel pretty good. So, and if I play Crippling Fear, I'm only getting in for 2 anyway with my Berserker. So, yeah. We'll attack with Story Seeker here, see what happens. Yeah, they won't block. Yeah, That's yeah. Okay, so what do we want to name? We want to name Berserker. This will survive. These two will die. My Story Seeker will also die. Shoot. Should I wait another turn? Oh yeah, naming Dwarf is smart. Naming Dwarf is smart. I'm trying to decide if I just want to play Furia here and wait another turn. They've only got 2 snow mana. And they need to pump 5 into the Spirit. I think we play Furia here and end our turn. So, you know, if we force them to play an answer here, like Demon Bolt or whatever, that wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, Worm wouldn't be great. Neither is that, leaving the Outrider in play. They do have 2 snow lands, actually. 2 snow mana, I should say, and 1 snow land. Yeah, that didn't go how we wanted. Why didn't Crippling Fear just line up a little bit better, you know? Could have been nice. Okay. So I think attacking with Story Seeker first here has some value. And then we Crippling Fear. So, you know, if they block with the Glade Walker, we're pretty happy. If they block with the Packmate like that, we're really happy. They're thinking about whether or not they want to do it. They did it. Okay, so now we name Berserker. Yes, Berserker. So if we can draw a land, we can go Goldmaw Champion, Infernal Pet next turn. Yeah, the chances we can double spell next turn are pretty significant because there's a lot of stuff we can draw that could allow us to double spell. I can actually already double spell, so I don't know. Who knows what I'm talking about, you know? Ooh. It's unfortunate we can't make both of those trigger. Yeah. So I think we play our pet. Do we play the other pet now instead? Probably. Yeah. Because that means next turn if we double spell, they both get bigger. Yeah. Okay, that's going to be a problem in a few turns, obviously. Hopefully we can kill them before then. Let's draw something that costs 3 or less. Let's do it. 3 or less. Nice. That might just get us there now. So okay. That was a weird game. I mean, it ended up playing out the way we wanted it to late. But early on when we were like trying to Crippling Fear our opponent, it was a little weird. But it ended up all working out. We got the advantage out of the fear and everything. So, out of Crippling Fear. Okay, well, this could be a pretty spicy hand. I don't think we want to play Code Spell Cleric on turn 1. There's not really much reason to do so. Thank you for the follow, Keyforge Alchemist, Valora33, and Watch9 Learn. So next turn, if we're allowed to do it, we're going to get pretty wacky next turn. If this Bloodsky Berserker is still in play, we can go Berserker Cleric next turn. Which is pretty bonkers for a start. So let's hope he stays alive. Let's hope they just foretell something here. And if that's what they do, we're going to have an insane start. Okay, well, that's not foretelling something, but I can live with it. Oh, I can live with that a little less, though. Okay, that's... We're in the same deck. Alright. I still think we go for it, but it is a little sad to see our opponent line up something that actually causes us some problems. So, you know. Okay, Auto Tapper, why are you doing this to me? So if they want to double block here, I think we say sure. I think that works for us. I mean, you know, what we were really hoping is that they'd have no way of stopping a 4/4 Berserker that turn, but we do still have Way Down, which can allow us to double spell this turn and kill something. That's the upside of this going to the yard. Okay, so we're not going to be able to double spell, but I kind of feel like just weighing down the Cleric here is worth it. Yeah, it is. So if we get Furia into play next turn and get some gas, we'll be in good shape. We also have our Crippling Fear, and if we name Human right now, it doesn't affect us. Granted, our opponent has a very similar deck to ours. We didn't get any of these, weirdly. But yeah. Okay, well, that's pretty good here. It's tempting to hold on to it to double spell, but I think just slapping it on our Bloodsky Berserker is perfectly fine. Play out some more things that aren't humans. And that have 3 or less toughness, please. Oh, well, that's not you anymore. Ooh, we're off to the races. They must have the double strike trick. That's the only thing I can think that makes any sense here. Yeah. That might not be good news. Double strike trick plus, like, run amok. That's a sad way to lose in this format. Really? I mean, I guess a token stays behind. They're definitely going to kill me this turn with Kaya's Onslaught, which sucks, because if we draw on a land, we probably could have played Furia. And we could have also... We had an opening to kill this thing, and we didn't, unfortunately. Man, that's annoying. Okay. Well, we're going to try, but... I can't imagine, as aggressive as they're being, the only thing that makes sense is that they have the double strike trick. Which is interesting, because they haven't foretold it. So maybe they have something else in mind, and I'm wrong, but... Crippling Fear doesn't do anything here, so I didn't bother. I mean, it doesn't kill this. It would have killed that, but then they would have still had a 1/1. Yeah, 2 run amucks will do it too. 2 run amucks will do it. We had that window where we should have just named Angel, clearly. Interesting. Well, now I'm pretty confused. And we should be able to win on our turn unless they have something crazy out of nowhere here. Because we can Crippling Fear, kill both of these. So, yeah, we'll name Berserker, and that gets us there. Because these will both die. We'll also lose these, but we just need to get in for 4. So, that should be okay. Yeah, so... Berserker. Well, I was pretty much ready to concede, because I don't know... They were way too aggressive there, I think. But maybe they saw that as their only out, was to make me think that they could kill me with Kaya's Onslaught. I don't know. Thank you for the follow, Giel Holland. Ooh. So, you know, we kind of have to start a little slow, although we could just literally go turn 1 Cleric, turn 2 Spectral Steel. Kind of worth keeping that in mind. Turn 1 Cleric, turn 2 Spectral Steel. Sometimes, you know, something like that can be pretty legit. I'm not sure it's where we want to go. I mean, it's probably better to play the Berserker on turn 2, and then Code Spell Cleric Steel on turn 3. Yeah, that's going to be better. Yeah. It's tempting sometimes just be like, look, I have a 3/3 Vigilance on turn 2, which is no joke, but yeah. That's a lot of Infernal Pets right there. Yeah, if they play nothing, I might consider the pet plan. It's probably a little better to make the Berserker a 3/3, just in the sense that... But, yeah, I guess triggering everything is tempting. Yeah, I do need a Plains, that's true. Darn it. Yeah. Okay. Well, Infernal Pet it is. So now any land will give us Pet plus Cleric, which is pretty spicy. We also have 1 Furia Wispon. Yeah, that's pretty gross. But if we draw any land, we can double spell. So I'm not too broken up about it. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, I think we want to do the Infernal Pet plan. I think we go Infernal Pet, Cleric. I think we put the counter here so that if he dies, we get that zombie. And then we attack with both. So he's kind of a problem, but he's a little slow given what we're doing. Because we can double spell again next turn. You know, getting to search up whatever you want and put it on top of your library is no small feat. But next turn we can play... If we draw land, going Infernal Pet Spectral Steel would be really gross. If we don't draw land, we just do Story Seeker Spectral Steel, which is perfectly reasonable, I think. Oh, we definitely take the hit. I'm not saying we don't. I'm just saying that card can be a problem. It's just not going to be one, and most likely in this game, because of how our board looks. If they have their own Crippling Fear here, that would be rough. That'd be real rough. Okay, they just got a Valor of the Worthy. That's a lot less scary. If they spend their turn here, like, equipping their guy... Okay. Well, ooh, boy. Okay. Well, we're definitely in good shape here. So we go Bloodsky Berserker. Then I think... Do we want to put Spectral Steel on Death Knell Berserker? I think we do. It makes it into a much better attacker here. So we will. And then... Yeah. So we get a zombie out of the deal. We do have 2 other auras, so this could actually come up. Yeah. Yeah, we kind of first picked Furia, and the deck just fell into our laps. We just started, I mean, once we got a second Bloodsky Berserker, it was like, okay, this is real. Let's do it. We'll see if it keeps it up, but... The one thing about this deck is if you draw cards in kind of the wrong order, it can sputter, but we do have, like, Crippling Fear to help us in those situations. We're not, like, so all in on aggro that we're, like, toast if we don't kill our opponent in the first few turns, and that's nice, I think. If we draw a land, we can double spell again. Wow, we're just living the dream, aren't we? Okay, so we go Infernal Pet, Story Seeker. Yeah. Who says black and white are the worst color? Well, you definitely hear that black is a bad color because it has one really good common, but I think most people would tell you that this black-white deck is a very real deck when it comes together. I haven't really heard anyone say the black-white deck's bad, but yeah, individually, black and white maybe are the 4th and 5th best colors. Probably are, actually. Their best common, at least, is significantly worse. They're still really good, but their best commons are definitely worse than the black, red, and blue ones, which are like... Oh, no, not black. Red, blue, and green ones. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, we definitely got there on Synergy. It's pretty nice. So this is a less ideal hand, but I think it's okay. Yeah. We can, you know, turn 1 Duskwielder, turn 2 Foretell this, and maybe we set up some double spell stuff later. That's the thing. I mean, it's tempting to send this hand back just because it doesn't do the wacky stuff we've been doing so far, but I think it's definitely a big risk to do that. Oh. Well, now I think we just slap Spectral Steel on Duskwielder and go for it. This is a thing, you know, I mean, it's it can be pretty brutal. That's for sure. Then we'll foretell our Skull Raid. So at this point, even if they kill our Duskwielder, it has certainly done enough work. Oh, and they're not going to, I don't think. It's done enough work to make this 2-for-1 risk well worth it. Oh, wow. Okay. I think we probably just hold on to Spectral Steel for now. Yeah, so the problem here is we can't really race anymore. The reason I want to hold on to the Steel is so that I can play Furia and then Steel and Skull Raid on the next couple of turns. Now, if I do put both Spectral Steels on this, it is worth noting that I can just get the other one back. Yeah, that probably matters, huh? Yeah, I think we just slap another Spectral Steel on it. And drain them. Of course, the problem is, I was about to say, if they have Bound in Gold, that's not going to be so good for us. And there it is. Yeah, that's good value for our opponent. I got a little too brave, you know, I should have been like, well, if they have Spectral Steel, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things they could have had there that would have screwed us, and they got one of them, so. Hopefully we can double spell this turn between Skull Raid and something we draw. And we can. We have to play the Throne of Death side of this, but that's not the worst thing in the world. It's probably worth it. Oh, we don't actually have to play the Throne of Death side. We might still want to play it, though, that way. But either way, we're casting Skull Raid here. I guess a 6/6 Death Touch for a turn that draws us a card next turn is kind of tempting. It's kind of tempting. Yeah, we're in danger of kind of milling ourselves out a little bit if we combine Furia in this, but you're right. There's also synergy to be had there. So, yeah. Let's play Egon, or not Egon, but the Throne of Death side. Okay, we'll take the Jarl. And we'll foretell the Jarl. Is it worth attacking? We're in some trouble here. Just because, as a red-white deck, they definitely have, like, Run Amok and the like. So maybe I should have played the 6/6. It's feeling a little more like I should have now, but... They can do so much damage to us that the fact this has lifelink isn't that big of a deal, unfortunately. Yeah, now I kind of feel like the 6/6 side would have been better. So, the problem with blocking a 3/2 is I'd say there's about a 90% chance Furia dies if that's what we do. And we're leaning really hard on her right now. So I don't think we can afford to block with her. And that means I think I'm just going to attack with her. I don't think we had great choices there. The Egon side might have been a little tempting. But yeah. The Egon side would have definitely been kind of a problem for them to attack this turn, but this may end up losing us the game. I mean, there's a significant chance. It was a very swingy play when we made it, you know, because our opponent gets a 3-for-1 if they line it up right. And, you know, they did, so. Ooh. Yeah, that's not good. That is not good. That's pretty good. Except they don't have a creature in there yet, so it's not that good. Oh, man. Why couldn't you have milled a creature? Come on. Okay, so we're now in a position where we have to block, and they may be able to kill us with Run Amok anyway, so... Alright, so yeah, we're going to flash in our Jarl here. So, Furia's going to block here. My Jarl's going to block. I guess I don't like the Firewalker. Like, if this game's going to go longer, we need to get rid of the Firewalker more than the Story Seeker. And they most likely just have Run Amok here to end the game. I mean, that's what this deck does. That's my guess. I think we are at 1 life. How about that? They left us at 1 life. Why didn't they just play it on their Story Seeker and kill us? Wouldn't that have killed us? Well, We might be able to recover here. You know, we're against a red deck at 1 life, so I wouldn't count on it. But this goes a long way towards helping us do it. We go Infernal Pet, we go way down, and yeah, I think we go for Firewalker here. Ooh. So it's not our second spell, but I think we probably get it into our hands so it can help us double spell. Yeah, I think we have to end the turn, given the fact that we're at 1 life. So we will. Furia does have lifelink, yeah. They could have Run Amok. We have to double block. Thanks to Run Amok existing. Okay, interesting. Ah! Well, that doesn't make me... Okay, so we're off to the races now. We probably, because these spells are so cheap, I think I'm going to go ahead and cash in a card in my graveyard here and see what we draw. Because we can still play both of these no problem. So... Okay, now, yeah, I mean, I think playing Story Seeker is way better now, so that was a good call. So, Story Seeker... Cleric. We're going to put the counter on the Story Seeker, because that's how we're going to keep ourselves from dying in this game. Don't draw Run Amok, or something that does 3 to us. Oh! That's rough. That is rough. We were definitely going to stabilize that next turn. Because our Story Seeker was going to be huge. But what are you going to do? We've had some very lucky draws today ourselves, so I can't be too upset with that outcome, I don't think. That double Spectral Steel thing is... I mean, we almost managed to get back in the game thanks to Furia, but she couldn't quite get us there. I wonder how many cards in our opponent's deck could have been lethal. Probably a decent number, because they probably had, like, a couple ways to do direct damage to me and a couple ways of pumping their own creature. So... Okay. You know, tap lands are a little awkward in this deck, but I think it'll work out okay. We do kind of have to name black with this, which may mean we can't double spell next turn, but we'll see. I'm hoping, I mean... Okay, well... Interesting. Yeah, so I think we play our Berserker here. And then if we draw a white land, we can double spell. Yeah. Oh, we can actually double spell anyway because of Throne of Death. We can go Throne of Death, Code Spell, which is pretty spicy. Now we probably just go Dusk Wielder, Code Spell. Yeah. And I think I actually want to put the counter on the Wielder. Do I? Yeah. I think spreading the love a little bit is a good idea. So this turn we can play Throne of Death plus Usher of the Fallen if we want to. And kind of looks like we're going to want to. Or Valor of the Worthy is even better, actually. So yeah, we play Throne of Death here. And then we put Valor of the Worthy on our Dusk Wielder. Attack with both. This next turn, we're finally going to not be able to double spell, unfortunately for us. Yeah, there's no way for us to. But that's okay. Yeah, Death Touch isn't ideal. Say the least. It's going to mill a land, probably. Okay, we drew one anyway, so it hurts a little less. So, I think we probably just attack with the Dusk Wielder here and leave back our Berserker with the plan of double spelling next turn. We'll foretell our Score and Effigy. Yeah, so we'll attack with Dusk Wielder here. If it dies, we get a 1/1 flyer, so we're not too broken up about that. And we can still drain them. We can actually drain them here and foretell, which is pretty efficient use of our mana, actually. So, yeah. What could they have here that keeps Finn alive? What? That doesn't save. Oh, yeah, it does, actually. Math. Math's hard. Good news is we still get a flyer. Foretell. So next turn we can double spell again, which, you know, we just have the Berserker as a payoff, but it's a pretty nice one when your opponent's at 8. If they get removal for our Berserker, we're in some trouble, I think. We can actually use our Spectral Steel to get back our Valor if we want to. I don't think we do, but we can. Yeah, so I think we go Score and Effigy. So they're going to be able to block and kill our Berserker here. Which is annoying. Maybe I use Spectral Steel to get back Valor here. And put the Valor on the Flyer. That gives us a pretty good clock. I mean, they do have Story Seeker. Yeah, maybe that's the route we go here. I think it is. We have the mana and the time to do it right now, so we just will. So, is it worth even attacking with my Blood Sky Berserker here? I mean, they do have to double block it. So they're going to lose 2 of these no matter what. But it also keeps them all from attacking me, more or less. But we should probably just do it. If they have removal, we're in so much trouble, though. Like, yeah, they have a clock, but I do think we can really only attack with the Valor, though. The Valored creature, unfortunately. This would have been a good deck to get any of the runes in, since they replaced themselves. But, yeah, putting them on Blood Sky Berserker especially is pretty spicy. Yep, and that's how your clock falls apart. Although, it's not completely toast. That's the good news. Well, we kind of would have liked that Infernal Pet, but okay. That's how you want to play it. So I think I'm gonna cash in this Infernal Pet, or is there something else? I guess I'd rather. Well, I can't get anything back anyway. Yeah, so let's see if we can get something here with our throne. Yeah. Because if we can double spell here, I think we kind of want to. Okay, well, now it's a little easier to attack with our Berserker. Because next turn, we'll be able to play Berserker and get another one going. Which is pretty good. This doesn't have Menace right now is the problem, so... Yeah, we probably wait till next turn to do it. So we do get a 1/1 back because of our Valor. So even though they stop our creature, we still have them on a little bit of a clock. And yeah, we're going to hold on to Bloodsky Berserker. Well, the Usher. We couldn't play the Bloodsky anyway, but... This is going to be a problem at some point in terms of the race. But they do have to, like, use up a turn to do it, and they still only have one attacker who's really good if they do use it, so... Uh-oh. Okay, well, that's also not great news in terms of the race. Alright, so... Yeah, we go Bloodsky Berserker. Usher of the Fallen. Do we attack with the big Berserker now? Can we get away with it? I think so. Yeah. Especially because we have another flyer hanging out in our hand to help close out the game. Yeah, so we'll force the double block here. Well, oh, you're right. The 2/4 and 6/6 do line up pretty well. Yeah, it's probably not worth it. Probably not worth it. Oh, crap. I didn't foretell my Reaper. I think that's my first real punt of the day. Made it 2 hours into the stream. That's not too bad. Oh, that was annoying. Alright. Well, now that we've ruined our... I mean, we wouldn't have been able to double spell anyway, the way things panned out. But yeah, we'll play Vengeful Reaper here. And attack them in the air. Good thing we named black on our veil, huh? Is one of you about to eat an iron verdict? So if I had done this, though, I'd be able to now foretell my Jarl. So it's all a problem, all interrelated there. I think they can kill my big Berserker, yeah, they can. Yeah, Bredegard Stronghold is a huge problem. And they're probably going to use it this turn now that they can create a stronger attack situation. So yeah, if I'd done the Reaper right, I would have been able to foretell my Jarl this turn. And obviously that would have made a difference. Evidently our deck should have had a Warhorn Blast, huh? Didn't really think about it, but would have been pretty good. Yeah, it is funny we've milled 2 swamps. Alright, they're not going to use the stronghold yet, I guess. The Lindworm can attack us if it wants to, I mean... Well, there's another swamp. Rough. That's rough. Okay. You know, I think a lot of people see something like this happening. They're like, I would never play a mill card, you know. But you can't think of the bad only, you know. That's true of basically everything in Magic, actually. So, Goldmaw Champion's pretty legit here. Although, we definitely attack with our Reaper first. So yeah, we play Goldmaw and then foretell the Jarl. Oh yeah, we just had really bad luck with it milling swamps. I mean, self-mill, I think a lot of newer players especially see self-mill as like, why would I want to throw cards in my graveyard? Like, that's so bad. What if I mill my best card? And it's like, well, it's just as likely to help you find your best card, you know? So, like, if you think of the worst case, think of the best case. You mill everything, and then you just draw the best card every time. Just like you mill everything, and... Yeah. Yeah, so... This is the turn where they're going to gain a bunch of life. I think I probably just take it, unfortunately for me. Yeah, we're just going to take it. Uh-oh. Double strike trick for the win? Oh, no. Good, they're just doing that. I can live with that. Alright, back up at 16. We got this. Hey, we drew a swamp. Look at that. How about that? So, I think I just... Oh, I can't do everything, unfortunately, because of our freaking Jarl. Alright. I only have 1 swap, so I can't do both. And I was kind of wanting to do both. I think we can attack with our Reaper here. Yeah, and I think we will. No, maybe we can't anymore. Yeah, I guess we want to leave the Death Toucher behind. We have to be a little conservative now, unfortunately for us. And we're going to lose the long game. I mean, we're also getting a lot of advantage out of the game going long because of our Throne of Death, but we might mill ourselves out too. So I can draw a card with the Throne. I can. It costs black mana though, so I couldn't do it and leave up Feed the Serpent, which would have been nice. Yeah, the pick would have been pretty nice in our deck. We saw one at some point, and I kind of wanted it, but I picked something over it. Picked. Yeah. Which of these cards are we going to use? If I use the Jarl, I can draw a card, and that might just be worth it here, depending on what goes down. Okay, nothing goes down. In that case, we probably just draw a card. Do I want to flash in the Jarl? Is there any value to that? Probably not, because double spelling would be nice. Story Seeker. Ooh, oh man. Okay. We got some thinking to do here. So, I'm a little worried this hurts us more than our opponent. So human, naming human, it's not so good for us. So they've got a wolf. They've got their own human. It won't die. So they're. But what are their small creatures? We got dwarf, wolf, elf, bird, dwarf, warrior. Man, it's hard to figure out what to name here with my clock running down, especially. I've never had my clock run out, but I have it happen in this format. So yeah, human might be the best thing, but we lose so much of our own stuff now that I don't think we want to do it. I think we have to manufacture a board state where it all works out a little better for us, and I think we have time to do it because, you know, we get to make the decisions in terms of blocking and attacking. So I need to think about it a little more, but for now I think leaving up Feed the Serpent works. Like killing the Lindworm or Finn is probably worthwhile. Because, yeah, I mean, human affects their whole board except Finn. We would hold on to these two, but they would still have a whole bunch of other stuff. So I'm not sure it's worth it. You're a zombie, too, so I'm not sure you're worth it either. Alright, so I think I'm just going to feed the Serpent the Lindworm here. So Cleric might not be terrible either. Okay. So let's skull raid our opponent. So right now, if I attack and tap down Finn, I have pretty good attacks. They're not amazing, but... yeah, so let's skull raid them. Yeah, right now the sweeper doesn't really work for us, which is why I think I'm going to start attacking with things here. Another swamp. So, yeah, I think we attack here... at least with our Reaper. I can send the 1/1 in and just Jarl something. That doesn't seem too bad. Same thing with this. Like, I can make a token. And it'll be a human token, so... of course, you're a human, too. But, yeah. I think we attack with those three things. They do have a first striker. That's true. That was dumb of me. Maybe we'll psych them out. Okay. That's a nice thing to Jarl. Alright, so yeah, we go ahead here and boast. Yeah. Let all these things happen. So wait a second. Right now, if I name human, I kill Srolf's Packmate, Story Seeker, Sculptor of Winter. I kill everything they have but Finn, and we hold on to... oh, I can't do it this turn, though. Yeah, so we're going to do this. So yeah, we'll kill the Braggart here, because it's big enough to survive. But maybe Crippling Fear works out next turn. It's looking a little like it might now. Ooh. We have one of those. Where's ours? That would have been nice. It's pretty darn good here. If only that could have been inverted, you know? Okay. So we're going to draw a card here. I mean, we are getting closer to killing ourselves. And all that, but yeah. If... Let's see. Attack with Gold Maw Champion and everything else. Tap down. I guess Story Seeker, so they can't gain life. They've got 4 blockers. That's way too many, so yeah. Let's draw a card. Okay, yeah, we can't really do anything here. I mean, I could Crippling Fear. I guess if I attack here and then Crippling Fear, that's actually a pretty good turn for us. If we can get them to block. Oh yeah, we still have the issue of the first striker, though. So it's highly unlikely they block, but I think maybe it's our best option here. Yeah, we still have a token back to block if we really need it. Oh yeah, it has Death Touch, so they're definitely not going to block it, but I think the attack is probably still worth it. Yeah, I think maybe attacking with everything and then using Crippling Fear one way or another is the best way to go now. We can probably hold off for a little longer, but that's probably our route to take. Could just do it now. Yeah, it's probably worth just doing now when their whole board is pretty vulnerable. Five, 7, 8, 10, 12, 13. They can actually just take it all, so that doesn't really work out, I don't think. We have to wait a little bit longer. They have enough life that, I mean, they probably wouldn't take it all, but they don't have to block that aggressively either. I can wait one more turn. I can't wait a long time, but I can wait a turn. Well, I think we just trade here. Fruitless you, why are you so big? Okay. Well. Yeah, I think we're kind of toast here. 4 cards left now. It's hard to know that another draw won't matter, even with 5 cards left in our deck. But yeah, I guess the only way... We have to have time to then, like, turn things around after we use Crippling Fear. Yeah, I think this is really our only hope. To hope that they freak out here or something. And let's see what happens. It's unfortunate that this game had to come to this, but our opponent Our opponent was able to gain so much life that it became pretty challenging. Yeah, I guess I should have tapped down Story Seeker. I'm going to wipe almost their whole board. Rootless U's going to search something up for them, but... Okay. Well, we definitely kill Finn here with that. I probably should have tapped down Story Seeker. There's really no way for us to ever do lethal, though, here. I mean, not this turn. And probably not on a future turn. So, we got Human Warrior and Spirit. So, Crippling Fear. Name Spirit. Yeah. So how are we going to do 18 damage? Especially if they get to search up a Lindworm here. They didn't have anything to get. It's pretty unlikely we're going to be able to do enough damage to kill them here. Too bad this isn't a May. That would have been nice. Yeah, we have 4 turns to try to do 18, so even if they're out of gas, which they probably aren't, we need to find some significantly more damage somewhere. Why are all these cards things I have to do? Why aren't they optional? Leaving the Berserker back was, yeah, I mean, she was one of the few cards left in our deck, so of course we drew her. We have to draw a way to do enough damage. Okay. We're going to mill ourselves out here. So we will concede. Ugh, that was annoying. So we got off to yet another 3-0 start, and now we've dropped to 3-2. It's rough. Kind of reflects my record in this format. That's 75-75 right now, so. Okay, pretty good hand. We got our Great Hall of Starnheim, which that would have been a big deal in that last game. If we got ours earlier, it would have definitely gotten us there, I think. Okay, so we definitely play Story Seeker, and there'll be something to be said for just slapping Spectral Steel on it. It'll be tempting. If they're tapped out, well. In their colors, they have way too many cards. They have way too many cards that can kill a creature that we slap an enchantment on. So I think I'd rather just play Infernal Pet here. I'm going to block with one of these most likely, although Run Amok is kind of a problem. I probably block with the pet, just because this is going to be better with Spectral Steel. Right, they're all in on the aggro plan. Black. Yeah. Is Spectral Steel going to be worth it here? I mean, they can now double block pretty effectively. I mean, I can foretell the double spell, but most likely we want to play Furia next turn anyway, so I'm not going to be double spelling next turn. That's why it's worth thinking about just playing Spectral Steel. The problem is with a 2-1 and a 2-3, it's probably not worth it. So yeah, we'll probably just foretell and end our turn. Save it for a rainy day. Yeah, I mean, it would have been a double block that kills both their creatures, but... Okay. They probably attack now. Yeah. Maybe Skull Raid Spectral Steel's worth it now, more than playing Furia. I think it probably is. Yeah, so... the scary thing is that they could have Frostbite. But I can play the Death Knell Berserker if I'm really concerned about that. And I might be. I might be concerned. I think going for the quicker clock here rather than playing Furia is probably what our plan should be now, and we'll play Furia if the game gets to the point where we sort of need her to lock down the sky and all that. Right now, I don't feel like we're there. I'm a little scared of Spectral Steel against a red deck that has 2 red mana up. So for that reason, I'm just going to play the Berserker here. And then... yeah, I think we'll attack with both. The lifelink is real. I mean, if they want to trade with the Liberator, I think we're happy with that overall. So, yeah. And if they don't want to block, we're okay with that too. Here's where, like, having Wings of the Cosmos would be hilarious, you know, because... Tormentor's Helm. Yeah, so we definitely block... oh, yeah, now we can't, though. I mean, we can, but we can't. Alright, that's fine. I think if they want to go off to the races, we can oblige them. Yeah, so let's play our Furia now. We'll attack with everything and play Furia. We have enough lifelink that we should be able to win races, I think, so... yeah, we're just going to take that. Double spelling this next turn would be great. And we can. 4, 5, 6, yeah. So we go Vengeful Reaper. Spectral Steel on, what, Furia? Probably? Although if I put it here, the Story Seeker can actually attack pretty effectively. Yeah, let's put it on the Story Seeker. They can trading is the best they'll be able to do. Oh, yeah. Oh, Crippling Fear, huh? I don't think Crippling Fear quite... well, it would kill a lot of things, but... maybe we just want spot removal in this scenario. We probably do. Yeah. And then... So they could have Warhorn Blast or something like that, but... We're going to gain back 6 here, so... Yeah, the problem, though, with this card right now is we're not in a situation where we can afford to, like, use it. I mean, we want to be attacking, basically. And so being able to get one thing of theirs out of the way and attack with everything is way better than, like, using it, losing a couple of my things, and etc. But it's hard to know. I mean, I feel like Feed will get us there this turn. I can't imagine it won't. It would take something... It would take something significant. Maybe the double strike trick. Does it get him there? Not really. I mean, I have a blocker on the ground. So I'm not sure what they're doing here. I'm a little scared, though. Not gonna lie. I think just to be safe here, we're gonna block. I mean... Kaya's Onslaught alone doesn't do it, but I'm scared enough of this situation. Okay. Well. So, if oh boy. There's so many good tricks in this format that make this a hard choice. With Feed the Serpent in my hand. Oh yeah, it has lifelink. I forgot about that. Good call. That's annoying. Yeah, so... Let's block, though. Let's not. No, let's do. Yeah. Run amok here would be bad, but I think it's what we want to do. So if they have Kaya's Onslaught here, I mean, it won't kill us, but it's going to gain them like 1,000,000 life. But it would probably be foretold, unless they're really trying to bluff. Which is possible. Feed the Serpent's going to be pretty good on like a turn where they try to do this again. So they didn't boast. That's interesting. Okay, so now can we kill them? So they're at 12. We can do, yeah. So they should be dead here, barring some crazy catastrophe. So we go Feed the Serpent. Valor of the Worthy. Gold Maw Champion. There we go. Okay. I think we can keep this. It's a tiny bit awkward, the way it sort of lines up, but, you know, not that awkward. That makes it significantly better. Having a 2-drop payoff for double spelling is pretty key. So we can play the Berserker. So far today, we've actually been pretty lucky when we would have liked that. When we've played our Berserker on turn 2, it hasn't like ever died. So that may be about to change. So right now we can double spell next turn either way because we can Throne of Death plus Cleric. Which is pretty good. Yeah, so we're just going to take the 4, obviously. Yeah, so that's the plan. We go Throne of Death. Cleric. Do I want to put the counter on the Cleric itself so it can block Skemfar Avenger? That seems pretty reasonable to me. Yeah, that's going to be kind of a problem later, I think. Man, the number of lands we've milled today has been a little bit brutal. Okay, so... do I just want to foretell something here? I probably just, like, play a real creature, actually. So let's attack with our Cleric. Yeah. Then we'll play Death Knell. Well, you know, next turn, having the Reaper is nice. Puts them on more of a clock. Yeah, let's foretell the Reaper here instead. Tired of milling my swamps. Oh yeah, that's pretty potent little turn there. Alright, we drew a swamp this time. Look at us go. Well, we could just play a 3-drop this turn and then try to Spectral Steel plus Reaper later. I kind of feel like we need to trade using the Reaper, though. The awkward thing is, if I kill the Kennel Master, they get to draw a card. That's not so good. They also have... yeah, they can... no, they can't quite use the Elder Hall, so that's good. If they have a removal spell here, we may be in a world of hurt. Alright. So, even though they're going to draw cards off of it, I think our best bet is unfortunately probably blocking like that and hoping things don't go wrong. I think we had to get their board position less impressive or we were going to get run over. And I think that was worthwhile. Ooh, way down here would be bad news, and it looks like that's probably what they have. Yeah. Could be worse, I guess, but... oh, and it just got a whole lot worse.
If the job is wrong, I change the terms. Let's stay gone.
Okay. Well, we may be able to take her down next turn if our Infernal Pet still exists. Well, now they can use the Elder Hall to kill Infernal Pet. So now I think we probably lose. Should have played maybe the 2-3. Yeah. Goldmaw probably was the better play. I mean, it still wouldn't have worked out for us, but it wouldn't have died outright to the Elder Hall. They would have probably just used it to protect her, which would have been enough, but yeah. Oh, we'll go Berserker Champion here, I guess. It's so interesting to me. I've had so many drafts go this way, where the first 3 games, like, we were just, like, crushing people. Everything was lining up perfectly. And then, you know, we've won 1 of our next 4 games, and we've been pretty much dominated in the ones we've lost, more or less. So. Okay. We have a little bit of a chance of taking her down here. Well, that'll definitely take her down. Okay. We might not be done yet. Yeah, I mean, I think we just have to feed the Serpent on her and end our turn. Obviously, they're going to put Raven Wings on something, and that's not good, but... So we're dead next turn unless we find some way to block. And we don't do it. Yep, so 4-3 in the end. At least we overcame, you know, yet another 3-3. But yeah, this format has given me a lot of these. Oop. Given me a lot of them. Was a sweet deck. I mean, when it went off, it was awesome. It's just so strange to me that we had so many games where we just went off like crazy, and then games where we got crushed. But kind of seems to be the thing, for me at least in this format. Their games are very swingy, a lot of domination, but also a lot of getting crushed, which makes some sense, I guess.